Hi everyone, it's Trisha the Knitting Lady. How's everybody doing tonight? You like that nice relaxing music? Well, I play that sometimes when I'm on the phones. It relaxes me. And I might play it before I go to bed. I'm tired today. I don't know why. I worked and then I went out and had a beer with my friends, and practically everybody was there. It was a party day. One of the guys is sad because he's trying to close on his house and his mortgage company won't give a definite date. First they told him one date, then they moved it up. That's so typical. I used to do mortgages years ago. I don't know why they give people a hard time. It's not brain surgery. You know, you have all the documents. It's not the hardest thing to figure out. But I hope everybody's having a good day. I did the video last night. Then I realized I didn't talk about my quotations, positive quotations. So we're going to go back till the 10th. I know it's fast, but still. The 10th was day by day. How we spend our days, of course, is how we spend our lives. And that was Annie Dillard. And the affirmation is, I'll give myself a few minutes to appreciate a beautiful sunrise, the comfort of my warm bed, the sheer joy of a baby's laugh, or even the pleasure of solitude, whatever my life holds today. I go out on my balcony and watch the birds. You know, fly overhead. It's something because, I don't know much about birds. Sometimes you just see a few of them fly together. Sometimes you see a lot of them. It's just, I find it relaxing. Yesterday, the 11th, was making opportunities, and this is from Thomas Edison, who certainly knew about opportunities. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. It's true. So you want to know how do I create my own opportunity at work or in my personal life? What steps do I need to take? So I'm always looking for opportunities. In fact, one of the girls that came tonight was telling me about an opportunity maybe for another part-time job. I'll have to see. And also I found out one of the guy who's waiting for the closing date on his mortgage, his sister has a farm and raises cows, and they sell the meat. Is it cows or, I don't know. See, I'm so bad. But fresh ground beef, fresh, good meat like that. So I'm going to look that up. Today is perfect. Laughing at ourselves. Angels can fly because they take themselves lightly. Devils fall because of their gravity. And that's G.K. Chesterton. We are at the center of the drama that is our life. And like actors, hamming it up, we sometimes play our role with excessive amounts of emotion, self-importance, and shouting. We'd be a lot more effective and a lot more fun to be around if we thought of our lives as a comedy. Well, comedy is very close to tragedy, but a comedy with a moral, perhaps, and filled with gentle laughter rather than howls. A comedy that recognizes that there's more to the world than what we do or think. So the affirmation is, I recognize that the things I do, my accomplishments, and my mistakes are not insignificant. And if I take things too seriously, life won't be fun. Humor can help me keep things in perspective. I'm very good at not taking myself too seriously. But don't you hate, because I can poke fun at myself, don't you hate when someone pitches in and like, okay, you're putting yourself down? Or they say, you're putting yourself down. Let me add to that. That I don't like. You know, that's why I don't go to that group anymore. Because there's one girl, she would jump on a bandwagon right away. Let's put her down a little bit more. I don't put up with that. It's like, I don't have time for that. Come on. You know, nobody's perfect. And I'm the one who pokes fun at myself all the time. That's what my routine mostly is. I don't poke fun at other people. I think I have enough to make fun of. So what happened, I'm going to also include a little bit of humor in this. Like, you know, I went out for a beer and they say that alcohol is depressant. Well, anybody who says that hasn't drank enough of it, that's for sure. And just heard that in 2021, there'll be a new device that can turn thoughts into speech. I've had that for years. It's called alcohol. Isn't that true? I've had a few when you say things like, uh-oh, I shouldn't have said that. You know. Also, I'm going to tell you some really stupid jokes. I love corny jokes sometimes. Why do hippos paint themselves green? So they can hide in a bowl of spinach. Why did the chewing gum cross the road? Because it was stuck to the chicken's foot. Why did the frog cross the road? Because it was the chicken's day off. Why didn't the elephant cross the road? Because he didn't want to be mistaken for a chicken. Why did the turkey cross the road? Because the chicken retired and moved to Florida. What is everybody in the world doing right now? Getting older. Isn't that the truth? I brought my son up as a single parent. Well, this is true. I had the hardest time finding a babysitter when he was a baby to pay attention to him. I finally solved that problem. I just put him on top of the television. So what is the best thing to do when you are run down? The license plate of the car. Why did the hockey player color his teeth orange? Hockey season is starting, so they would be easier to see on the ice. And remember that song that I mentioned the other day about Bob Dylan selling his whole catalog of music for $300 million? And he wrote this song years ago. No, Paul Simon wrote this song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Paul Simon wrote that song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And the Game of Thrones version is 50 Ways to Kill Your Lover. But getting back to Bob Dylan, he wrote this song called Rainy Day Woman 12 and 35, where he sings that everybody must get stoned. Well, if he rewrote that song for the Game of Thrones, I don't know if any of you were a Game of Thrones fan. I watched up to a certain point, but it got ridiculous to me. But if Bob Dylan rewrote that song for Game of Thrones, everybody must get stoned, it would be everybody must get stoned and stabbed and slashed and speared and beheaded and burned to death and poisoned and a goat throne melted down and poured on your head and poisoned and pushed out a window and shoved off a roof and blown up and lit on fire by a dragon and eaten by a dragon and torn apart by a dire wolf, killed by an arrow through your jugular, speared in the back of your head so it comes out your mouth, crushed to death, have hot oil poured over your head, burned at the stake, trampled by a horse, tossed in a giant hole, drowned and shot by a crossbow. So everybody must get stoned and so on and so on. Oh dear. But getting back from Game of Thrones, I watched the ending of that. And you know, it was like a soap opera. Even though I hadn't watched it in a while, I knew exactly what was going on. Sad. So, today's birthday, Howard Stern. I saw him in a performance years ago. He's a year younger than me. He looks a lot older. He was born in 1954. 1951, Christy Alley, remember her? And Rush Limbaugh, the radio personality, 1951. And on January 12, 1971, the sitcom All in the Family premiered on CBS TV. I remember my ex-father-in-law loved All in the Family. You know, Mickey Rooney turned down the role of Archie Bunker in All in the Family. Carol O'Connor was so good in that role. I don't know if Mickey Rooney would have been that good. And I found this out on the news. Driverless cars are going to race at Indy, Indianapolis 500. It's going to be in October. And what it is teams will develop software to, remote drive the cars. And all the teams will retain the rights to their software, but the winning team gets $1 million prize. I think I'm going to watch that. You know, I'm going to see how many cars collide. I mean, nobody will get hurt, but it should be interesting. I'm going to have to tell my girlfriend about that because she's a big race fan. I've been to NASCAR races in Daytona. I don't know. I don't understand it completely, but I had a friend whose ex-husband used to design cars for NASCAR. That's a whole story in itself. I know. I've met the craziest people through my life. I'm sure most of you have too. And I was thinking, here I am at my age, and my skin still breaks out. I said, here I am, I'm going to be lying in the coffin, and somebody's going to say, look at the pimple on her face. My skin doesn't know that I'm not in my teens anymore. It still thinks I am. You know, very oily skin. I always have to keep on top of it. But, you know, the other day I woke up, I looked in the mirror, I go, where'd that come from? So, and I'm very good at, you know, cleaning my skin and all that. It's just the skin doesn't know how old it is. So, that's about it. Hopefully this is shorter than it usually is. That's about it. I know I'm cracking myself up, aren't I? So take care, everybody. Have a good night. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Okay. Bye now.